Moonlight Trio brings their blend of traditional cumbias and American rockabilly to the Plaza stage of Arte Americas as part of the Nights in the Plaza series.
The concerts feature different styles of music every single week, but there's the running thread of the Latino influence in each style of music.
The mission of Arte Americas is to create a place for Latino arts to flourish. The concerts are a big part of this.
The best part of the plaza, the gateway, as it were, is that the galleries are open during the event. So during the intermission or after people have found their seat, they come inside, they get to walk around the galleries and get to enjoy them. We're featuring top-level artists inside. We're bringing artists who are well-known in big art markets in San Francisco, LA, San Diego, New York, Washington, D.C. We're featuring them here inside. And so all together, it is really all celebrating Latino art.
Great music, drinks, food trucks, and dancing make for a good time, and it's also a very family-friendly event.
Great food, great music, and our little girl just couldn't stop dancing. It's hard to get out and do stuff together, and especially out in public, unless we're going to do it at like a family event. So yeah, this was really nice.
We come in every Friday. We love it here. Summer evenings are beautiful and the music is always good.
The atmosphere is fantastic, the music is good, the people are nice and friendly. I mean, you can't beat this price on a Friday night. You're outdoors, you're just relaxed and having a good old time. It's great.
Oh, okay.
She loved it.
Check out arteamerica.org for a schedule of concerts and events. Bringing you the best of California from Fresno, I'm Bob Lopez for California Life HD.
I'd just like to start off by saying we have truly this morning here drawn a line in the sand.
The city of Madera is taking a hard stance against graffiti. The mayor, along with other city and county officials, are meeting all week to come up with a new strategy towards eradicating this nuisance. They've hired a consulting firm to help fight the problem.
Yes, it's going to cost money. Yes, it's going to cost extra resources. But the alternative to that is if we don't do something, the alternative is much worse.
It's a problem that made the front page of the Madera Tribune. Madera police made some major arrests over the weekend of several graffiti suspects, including one who police say is the leader of a graffiti gang. Several guns, marijuana plants, and hallucinogenic mushrooms were also confiscated during the arrests. Police say he kept pictures of himself tagging buildings on his laptop computer as well. The Tribune has also had its problems with graffiti. It's not just the unsightliness of the graffiti, it's a quality of life issue as well.
If you're a store or a place of business and there's graffiti on the one next door, that debases your store too.
Boyle and Associates are the anti-graffiti consultants the city has hired. They have worked with the cities of San Jose and Richmond in dealing with graffiti and have had much success. They say it's more than just painting over tags that leads to the eradication of the problem.
You have to have people from your own community that will come and help. You have to have volunteers. The job is too big, especially when you first start, because there's so much graffiti out there. The people in the community have to step up.
In Madera, Bob Lopez, KC24, Central Valley's news station. Hot weather means business is good for places like Island Waterpark.
When it starts getting hot in the Central Valley, there's no place better to go than the Island Waterpark.
And the economy is not slowing things down, according to General Manager Terry Mackey.
We're up 100% over last year already.
What's new this year? Bondi Beach and the VIP area.
We've got 60,000 square foot of white sand, cabanas, misters. We've really put a lot of improvements into the park.
Have you been here 4 days? Oh, I don't know where I've been.
This is the first year here for Diane and her kids.
Their school came and then we could upgrade for a reasonable price, so we upgraded that day so we could get a season pass.
And some come here every year.
Bought our tickets early, and so we're out here at least every week.
We come every year, every summer, and our kids look forward to it. This is our first trip this year, and it's been a great day.
It's really fun here. Everything's really nice.
And for some, it's just a summer thing to do in this town.
Well, it's Fresno and it's hot, and we're about 3 hours from the beach, so this is the closest thing to just cooling off. And we don't have a pool, so my kids love it here. We have 5 kids, and they just love coming here.
At Island Waterpark, Bob Lopez, KC24, Central Valley's news station. And with that out of the way, the new Juvenile Delinquency Court is open for business. Today, local, county, and state officials had a tour of the new building. It updates the juvenile system with 6 courtrooms, waiting rooms, and the latest court technology. Juvenile presiding Judge David Gottlieb welcomes the change.
The change was really needed 10 years ago. When the Fresno Bees said it was a hall of shame, it really kind of hit the nail on the head. We weren't doing justice with our kids in that previous building.
Ground was broken on the new facility 2 years ago, but the planning began over a decade ago. The 2-story building totals over 120,000 square feet and costs $56 million to build. Despite the price tag, there will be some savings.
Since we opened the Juvenile Justice Campus, which is directly behind us, when we opened on Monday, we began saving over $1 million a year in transportation and holding costs back from the 10th Street facility to here.
Having several departments under one roof also adds to efficiency. Christina Olsen helped open the new court by singing America the Beautiful on her release date. She says the juvenile system has helped her life and is inspired to give back.
I'm planning to go to college and get my master's degree in music because I want to be a high school choir teacher. And maybe even one day I could be a high school choir teacher for JJC.
In Fresno, Bob Lopez, KC24, Central Valley's news station. Senator Feinstein came to Harris Ranch in Coalinga to meet privately with farmers, state and federal water officials and local leaders to come up with ways to deal with the drought. They came up with both short-term and long-term solutions.
The first was an intertie between the 2 water projects, one state and one federal. The second was something called 2 gates, which involves the delta and a methodology that might be helpful in keeping the fish out of the pumps.
The intertie would allow water to be moved back and forth during an emergency. As for long-term solutions,
the solution very clearly is a water bond.
Water bonds would pay for facilities needed to collect water from rainy years. In the past, the state could not contain the runoff. Feinstein and Jim Costa feel the state's water infrastructure is in dire need of an overhaul.
When you have a water system designed for 16 million people and you have 38 million people living in the state, it just doesn't work.
Joining in on the discussion was the Deputy Secretary of the Interior in the Obama administration, David Hayes.
This is a top priority for the Obama administration. We are working very hard both on the short-term, medium-term, and long-term solution.
Despite all the ideas presented today, Feinstein says it will take more than ideas to solve the water crisis in the Valley and California.
We have met, we have talked. The time has come for action, and the state legislature needs to stand up and pass a bill and put that bond on the ballot.
In Coalinga, Bob Lopez, KC24, Central Valley's news station. Operation Monitor is the mayor's program to keep track of paroled sex offenders in the city. It utilizes 2 retired officers who are charged with registering offenders and 2 field detectives who check for parole compliance. They received some help in the past few weeks from Tulare County's SAFE program.
The SAFE team to sex offenders is what magic is to gang members, their worst nightmare.
SAFE, which stands for Sexual Assault and Felony Enforcement, is a grant-funded operation which has the ability to reach out beyond Tulare County to assist nearby cities in the tracking and prosecution of offenders. Over the past 2 weeks, 2 large-scale operations were conducted in Fresno to check on registered offenders. Of 437 registrants, 12% were found to be out of compliance. As well as keeping track of offenders, the program has another effect.
We've noticed an influx of sex offenders in our community that have come in to register. And some of those were the people that we had visited and found them to be out of compliant.
Larger scale sweeps are conducted monthly with the Tulare County SAFE team. SAFE started in March of 2007. Part of their grant requires them to go outside of their jurisdiction. They've assisted in almost all the cities in Tulare County, as well as reaching out to Fresno, Kings, and Kern County.
This was a great operation. Their numbers that they have reflect a great partnership between the agencies and collaboration with the district attorney's office.
There are over 1,500 registered sex offenders in Fresno city limits, and 208 haven't registered this year. District Attorney Egan says when these violators are found by Operation Monitor and SAFE, they'll get prosecuted to the fullest extent.
Because of their priors, they go back to prison for a long, long time.
In downtown Fresno, Bob Lopez, KC24, Central Valley's news station.